What's going to happen with all the precious metals acquired by the wise when the paper money is worthless? People cannot exchange the precious metals for paper money.
Well, I'm not sure I understand that, but I'll give it a stab. I mean, that's a total zero where the paper money goes to absolute zero. Normally from history, it doesn't go to absolute zero until most people have gotten out of it. In other words, as things unwind to that extent, you'll see a lot more contracts that will be given off in precious metals. I'll buy your land for X amount of silver. I'll purchase your house for X amount of gold. You can work for me for so many ounces a week. You'll see more and more of that coming to the fore. And if you followed my work closely, and others as well, I think I've kind of been one of the leaders on the remonetization of silver. And, you know, Hugo Salinas Price, certainly have to give him credit for doing it for all of Mexico. I've sort of spearheaded what's going on here in the U.S. with this bill that was passed in Utah where you can exchange gold and silver for anything in the state on a voluntary basis. And there are about 12 other states that are doing the same thing. It's not illegal to buy things for silver right now or gold. So I think that's what would happen more. And again, going back to the currency side, will it go to absolute zero? And the answer is could. Again, before that happens, usually these power freaks, these control freaks, they'll usually stop the currency. And going back to an earlier question, they'll just stop it. They'll put either a bank run will force them to do it, or they'll close the banks on some weekend and come out the next week with an announcement, we're so sorry this has happened. It's those rotten speculators in the gold and silver markets. We don't know what's wrong with these people, but we're going to have to issue this new currency and blah, 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 blah. And I'm kind of being a bit facetious there, but that is also what could happen. So I have been asked that many times. I don't see it going to absolute zero, but close enough. It's close enough now. If you had someone that had a great genetic pool and was 100 years old and had adult memory from age 1 through now and saw the $1930 worth about 3.5 cents right now, they'd be screaming. They'd be saying this thing's worthless more or less. But we've all gotten used to it, even in my age group, gum was like 10 cents a pack when I was a kid, 5 or 6 year old. Now it's like $1.30 for gum. Are you kidding me? So that just shows you. But people, gums, they just, and new people that are just entering the workforce, they don't have a clue because they never had to earn a living. So when they start to earn a living, then they start to look at prices a little more diligently, and then it goes in their memories. Anyway, I'm probably drilling too far on that question. Why don't we do another one?
As I am middle-aged and have held silver bullion for many years, in your opinion, how long should I hold it for? I was thinking 3 to 4 years. I would like to hear your thoughts.
Okay, well, it kind of is a nice piggyback on the last question. So basically, if you think there's going to be a currency collapse, you should probably hold some in the event that happens. If you are willing to cash out when silver is overvalued, and I think it will be, and gold as well, I think 3 to 4 years is about the right time frame. No one knows these things, but the average commodity cycle is 17 years. Gold's bottom was about 2000, so that would indicate 2017. Silver would ride along with gold, or actually probably accelerate and outdo gold. In fact, I believe that strongly. And it could even peak a little bit before, although last bull market they peaked basically on this, very much the same day. This time, it could be different. So yeah, I think 3 to 4 years is a good time frame. I don't think you're going to have to wait 10. Having said that, I just want to add one thing. If you were, whatever age, it doesn't really matter, grandparent, parent, college student, you wanted to put something away for the next 30 years. Now that's a long time horizon. I'm not saying grandparents want to. I'm thinking of grandparents thinking about their grandkids. I really thought this through, and I think silver is probably, physical silver, one of the best you could do. The reason being is the supply, even though it is increasing, as I said earlier, is still short relative, or smaller, I should say, relative to gold. And there are so many innovations for silver on an annual basis that I think long term, I could be wrong, but I think long term silver still is a good long-term investment. Nonetheless, I expect, however we get through this financial conundrum, and we will, that silver, short term is going to overvalue, and at that time you should be looking to take at least partial profits. I know I will be. As much of a silver bull as I am, when silver becomes overvalued, I'm going to be looking to buy, I don't know what, land, stocks, businesses, hotels, I don't know. But when it gets overvalued, I'll be looking for getting into something else that is undervalued.
Well, David, on behalf of Sprott Money News, I appreciate your time this morning, and I'm sure our viewers will find it very informative, and thank you very much for making the time today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All the best.